Hello, my fellow future people. Hello. The train is greeting us. Hello and welcome to another episode of Pillager Fights. Pillager Fights in hardcore mode. We're gonna jump right into it today. We're gonna jump right into it and fight these guys off. I think there's more than two. I think there's like another two right around the corner. They seem very frustrated with me being over here, even though you know they don't seem to be attacking me, but I believe that they're invading my territory because I clearly have set up fence posts around these areas, which I believe clearly designates that this territory has been claimed. So I feel like I have the right to protect my claimed land from the invasion, from this illegal invasion. All right, only two. I thought there were like a couple more over there somewhere. Oh well. Okay, so I wanted to make another video like right away. I know it's only been like one day, and I just got back from work. I've just been waiting to get back home all day, waiting, really wanting to record another one, because there's just too many things that I feel like I missed and that I didn't. I feel like the last episode kind of ended with so many things still in my mind, and I kind of just wanted to jump right back in, because first of all, I think I forgot about the ley lines. You know, there's that cornerstone right there, and I'm worried that it actually goes right through the farm. Maybe not quite right through it, but I'm a little bit worried that I thought it was worse than this. This actually is not too bad. In fact, wow, it looks like incidentally the farm is like right at the edge of the ley line. Whoa, that was unintentional. I thought that the ley line there is gonna go straight through it, because I completely was not paying attention to it like at all. Wow, I'm a little bit impressed with the synchronicity. Okay, I think that is significant. There is mystical significance to this synchronicity. I think that is very notable. I think that is a sign that this world is gonna be great. That this playthrough is gonna last forever, and I'm gonna play for thousands of days. And I also decided I kind of wanted to raise this tree. I wanted to be higher, because I kind of forgot that that's a thing. I normally do this. This is like standard practice for me. I normally, when I try to grow those large-sized jumbo oak wood trees, I kind of like to place them on top of like 3 blocks of dirt, just so that I can make it a little taller than it normally grows. And yeah, I'll just bring a whole chunk of dirt with me for that. Just so that, because you can just place some oak wood underneath it to make it taller, and then it looks nicer being taller, being even bigger than it would normally already be. 3, yeah, let's do 3, maybe 4. Do I want to do 4? Why not? Let's go with 4. No, 3 is good. I like 3. Let's go with 3. That's how I normally do it. Let's stick with my traditional, with my regularities. You want to stick with the regularities. All right. Don't want to do anything particularly unusual. At least right now. Sometimes I want to do unusual things, but not always. Because sometimes I also really like the what's it called? I forget what it's called. Consistency, yeah. All right. Okay. there's that. That's fixed. And yeah, it looks like this fence post is right along the lee line, so I think we're actually just fine. Yeah. 192. 192 is right where the fence post starts. So that's just fine. I'm okay with being right on the edge. That means that, that's going to be the edge of the map. That means that there's going to be nothing at all on this side of the map, on this map, and on this map, it's just going to, that farm is just going to start right at the edge of the map, which is just fine. There's no problem. I guess there's going to be the tree overhanging, but I try to avoid having the edges of the map run through things. I try to keep things, my builds, entirely within the maps, the individual maps. And if sometimes, maybe sometimes if I was to make like a very large build that would cross across the level 0 maps, even in that case, like what I would do, like I would kind of have some kind of, some kind of a linear thing going through that build that would signify where the lee line is, just so that it's not, just that it looks right on the map. I like things to look right. But anyways, so that was just no problem. I thought that I was gonna have to do a lot more than that to correct this. I thought I was gonna have to like move the house up, but no, it worked out just fine. Everything's all right. Well, I'm glad that that's the case. That makes things much easier for me, for sure. But you know what? I'm going to call this episode Corrections, because I was thinking a lot today about everything that I said in the last episode. Even though I said very little, very little in terms of talking points, very little actual, in terms of actual. That's not what I mean. I want a second shovel. I like to have a couple of tools. Yeah, that's good. Autopilot mode over here. Yeah, I need to build a house now. I think I'm ready to build a house. Oh, I need a lot more oak wood to do that. I'm going to run back to the starting area, because I believe I have an oak tree growing there without even the glass blocks. I didn't even put the glass blocks there. I'm going to go back there and chop down that oak tree and hopefully get some more saplings just to speed up this process, because I'm going to need a lot of oak. I'm also going to need a ton of sand for glass. I like to use a lot of glass in my build. I like big windows. But yeah, I want to call this episode Corrections, because I actually already feel like some of the things I said in the last episode weren't entirely, I kind of had second thoughts about them. First of all, I'm gonna put an asterisk into the title, because I don't think the title is actually very aptly named. I guess I can take the sand from here, but then I don't want to take it from underneath the farm. I don't want there to be a landslide, causing the farm to just fall over. Have this. I don't want that to happen. So it's right on the sand. That's weird. So yeah, I don't want to pick up that sand. That sand is important. Important to that farmer. Yeah, so there were some things that I already had second thoughts about just from that, just a day later. And I get that a lot. I change my mind all the time about stuff. About everything, in fact. Every opinion that I currently have, I used to think differently. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure if I've retained a single opinion from when I was a kid. So, I don't think that title is actually apt, because here's the thing. I don't actually think that there's anything that is, I think that it's entirely reasonable. I don't think it's unreasonable to feel uncomfortable with disparity. And frankly, I don't think that the suggestions that I had in mind would really completely help eliminate that discomfort. I think it might alleviate it a little bit if you implement those suggestions. But even if you're going to alleviate it a little bit, I think it's still entirely, there's nothing wrong with feeling uncomfortable about it. And yeah, and I can completely, I think it's completely understandable even if people actually implement the suggestions that I had in mind, if they still feel pretty frustrated with the level of disparity. So I feel like I definitely can't hold it against anyone if they feel if they feel like they're kind of aggrieved by the greater humanity for their misfortune in life. Like I think it's a reasonable feeling to have, even if you believe in determinism, even if you take my advice, and even if you switch over, what's the word when you like switch religions, convert. Even if you can convert, even if I manage to convert you over to determinism, I think it's entirely conceivable to me that some people would still feel very frustrated with disparity, because determinism doesn't completely mollify our frustrations with things. I think it helps tremendously. I think it is an amazing, I think determinism does function as quite a strong antidote against egotism, against the sense that the desire to feel like you're better than other people, that I think affects a lot of people. Just that people are naturally wired to. I think that's, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like I think that I don't mean to be condescending towards people that feel that way, because I think that's it's human to want to feel like you're to be kind of competitive, I guess, to feel like you should strive to be successful in life. And specifically, I think it feels as bad as it sounds. I think we're psychologically kind of wired for wanting to compete with other people. All right, as bad as that sounds, I think we're kind of psychologically wired to want to feel like we're better than others, and on the other side, and wanting and a sense of envy too. Like I think we're also susceptible to envy, of wanting people that are doing better than us to actually be compromised, like actually feeling good about it if when you see people's livelihoods, when you see people fail in life, I guess, or in some kind of way screw something up, or do something that screws them over in some kind of way, I think for a lot of people, like you get kind of a buzz from that. I would really like to think that I'm not like that at all. Like I don't get, I feel like I'm completely I'm completely, what's the word? Immune to egotism. Like it doesn't bother me in the slightest that there's a lot of people out there that are doing far better than I am, and I feel great sympathy for a lot of people that I'm sure are doing worse than I am. But at the same time, I'd really like to think that, because I don't, because here's the thing. To me, it's much more important to. Yeah, I didn't get any extra saplings at all from this run. I cut down like 2 trees over here and a big tree over there. No extra saplings. I only got 4 saplings that I used up replanting that tree. That's kind of a bummer. Well, at least I got some wood. I guess I can go over there and cut those oak wood trees too, I guess. So I'm definitely going to need more, and I still need to get to some water where I can find some sand. I'm still short on sand. I am recording, right? Yes, I am. Whew. Don't want to miss out on the footage. Yeah. So I'd really like to think that I'm just completely immune to those feelings. Because to me, it's much more important. Just like I feel desperate to achieve a sense of stability in life. That's the thing that I think a lot of people get the wrong impression that I'm like extremely competitive or something. Because I work really hard. Like I try my darnest to do my best at everything. but it's not because I want to. It's not out of competitiveness. Like, it's not because I want to do better than other people. It's because I want to improve my life. I want to do better. I feel like I owe it to myself to do my absolute darnest in life, in hopes of improving it a little bit to where it feels more stable, to where perhaps I'll get some relief from the chronic illness that I'm experiencing, and be able to like catch up on in terms of health, and feel like I have a substantial amount of money saved up, to feel like I'm financially more secure, and feel like I'm more secure job-wise. Like, I never felt job security, even with my current job that I had great hopes for. I really feel like it might not really work out for me for very long, and I can't really talk about that right now. I feel like it's the worst idea for me to be trying to talk about my work experience currently, because I'm very paranoid. Very paranoid. One of the things that makes me most paranoid about making these videos is the possibility that, well, what if the people I work with listen in on this, or and might have a problem with something that I'm saying, or something like that, or maybe somebody from the audience would have a problem with something I'm saying and want to like get me fired at work for being so offensive on the internet or something like that. Even though, like, I don't really. I try to completely dissociate myself from my job and not really get into any kind of specifics. But I know that happens to people. So please don't be like that. I'm like a tiny ass channel. I'm completely irrelevant in terms of my influence on the world from my YouTube channel, from my YouTube experience. All right, my YouTube influence completely negligible so far, I would like to think. I don't think I've converted a single person yet to determinism. But yeah, so I kind of wanted to scale back a little bit the rhetoric from my last video, like, because I don't think that it's really fair to say that I'm offering people legitimately viable suggestions for how to actually feel more comfortable with disparity. And even the one that came before that was titled something like "How to Feel More Comfortable with Disagreement." I think it's entirely reasonable to feel uncomfortable with disagreement, and I shouldn't have. I feel like it's probably not really fair to say that determinism completely nullifies that discomfort. I do believe that it helps tremendously with it. And as I said, and with egotism, I feel like it's to me it feels like it's a major antidote. But at the same time, like, I don't feel like I was really that susceptible to egotism before I came to believe in determinism. Like, even before that, I really think that for the vast majority of my life, if not for all of my life, I was primarily far more concerned with just achieving a sense of stability in life than being concerned with how I compare to people. And I think that applies to a lot of people that aren't really doing well in life. They don't really care. It's not that they're frustrated with how they compare, with not being relatively well off. They're just frustrated with not being well off, period. It's very frustrating to have to work while you're sick, perpetually. It's very frustrating to feel like your livelihood is at the mercy of people you work for, or people that are close to you, or people that don't like you for some reason, who have the authority or the credibility to ruin your life in some kind of way. Because yeah, I feel like it's very frustrating to be in that kind of. I feel like that's the kind of insecurity that I've experienced my entire life, and I still feel that way. Like life is just fundamentally extremely insecure, and I feel desperate to improve that situation, to gain a tiny, the slightest amount of stability, as much of stability as I can possibly manage. And that's why I really try my darnest to work hard to improve my life. And I feel like I have absolutely no free will in that matter whatsoever. Like I feel like I'm like that's the way that that's the way that I've been conditioned from the experience that I've had in my life. Like that's the kind of person that I've become because of the life that I've lived so far. And I feel like I can't help it. Like I can't I know I've said it before how like I feel like I'm extremely compulsive, and I get extremely anxious and extremely agitated at times. And it's because I don't want to get specifically into the things that were really frustrating to me today. For example, I've had a really frustrating day. I don't want to talk about it specifically. I kind of want to in part I kind of wanted to make this video just to kind of blow off some steam, I guess, to relax a bit, to feel like I'm doing something that will make me feel better a little bit. And it does. Like I love making these videos, even when they kind of fall flat, and I still feel like barely anybody is really seeing them. At least not all the way through. People, I might have gotten some clicks, and then I don't think anybody sticks around. I mean, I don't know. There might have been one or two people, but they're not making themselves known. If they are there, they're just ghost listening, which is fine. I have very low expectations for how long. I think it might take a very long time for me to really seek out the kind of people that might really like this kind of content. I do think that the more I progress, the further I get in this playthrough, in this world, and hopefully it lasts a long time. Hopefully I actually get to several hundred days. Hopefully I get to day 500 sometime. Hopefully I get to day 1000 or whatever. I don't know if that will happen. As I said, my all-time record with hardcore mode is only like not even 250 days. Or wait, no, it's like 254. It's a little bit over 250, which is not much at all, in comparison to what you're used to seeing on YouTube. But I really like to play hardcore mode regardless. And I don't care at all about like spending a lot of time in the beginning of the game, investing all of this time into building stuff before I even get into any kind of the dangerous stuff. Because like this is kind of what I play the game for. Like I love to kind of get myself established first thing before I even get diamonds. I don't even have diamonds yet. I swear I will get diamonds before day 100. All right. I'm gonna make my best effort to get diamonds before day 100. So before episode 20, I'm gonna go down into the caves and do some dangerous mining, dangerous hardcore cave expeditions, and get some diamonds. All right. It is time to work on this house. I'm gonna dig out a square for it. I think 2 floors should be sufficient. I think. Maybe 3 floors. Maybe it might end up being 3 floors. Because I kind of want a small bedroom for myself, on the top floor. Yeah, I think it's gonna have to be 3 floors because I want the view to overlook that hill there. I want to have some clearance over that hill. So I like my sunset views, alright? Never take the sunset for granted. It feels devastating to see a beautiful sunset and not be able to feel anything from it. It feels devastating. It is a harsh thing to experience, and I don't wish it on anyone. And I like to try to catch the sunset sometimes at least, because it's a great pleasure to witness it and to feel some kind of pleasure from it, because it really sucks when you can't, when you see it and you know that it's a beautiful thing, and you don't feel it. You feel like it just mocks you. The beautiful day outside just mocks you when you are depressed. But I'm not going to talk about that in this episode. This episode is about making corrections, and, well, I guess that's about it for corrections. I mean, I just wanted to make it clear that I'm not trying to... I'm going to add an asterisk in the title of the last video and write a little bit of an explanation, a little bit of a caveat, I guess, in the description, saying that I don't really mean that this will be that my suggestions here are gonna be a definitive solution. But yeah, I think it's completely understandable to feel pretty darn frustrated with feeling like your life is not going well, is going as well as you'd expect, as well, feeling like humanity has kind of failed you in ensuring that you're going to be all right. I do think that that's like life is supposed, like, we can make, I think that it's possible, it's conceivable to me to change the world, to make the world comfortable enough for everyone, to where nobody has to experience that. I think that's possible. It's conceivable. It might take us millennia. It might take us thousands of years to get to that. But I feel like there's potential there. And that potential alone, even if it's a small chance, even if it's a 1% chance of potential that things will improve for humanity, that gives me a tremendous amount of hope. And I actually feel extremely optimistic about the future of humanity. I think that there's a lot of good reason, to feel very optimistic about the future. And I also think, I'm not dismissive of the pessimistic perspective. I think that there's good reason to think that maybe we're not going to be able to ever achieve that level of well-being, perhaps. I mean, I think that there's reasonable arguments for both sides of those, but my intuition is on the optimistic side, because I know that it's possible to be a good human being, to be a good-natured human being, because I feel a sense of conscientiousness. I feel like I have a sense of an intuitive sense for what the right thing to do is in every circumstance. And you know what? If I have that sense, that means that other people also have that sense, and that means that it's possible. It's entirely possible for other people. For, like, if I can't do it, I'm sure if I can do it, other people can do it. All right, we can be decent human beings, and we can care about each other and try to care about improving the world, making the world a better place. All right, we can all we can all take part in that, and I think we would enjoy the experience. I think we should regard it as a wonderful opportunity to live in such trying times when it's gonna get, when it does get easier, they're not gonna remember what it felt like to live during the kinds of times, the turbulent kind of eras of humanity that we're living through. Okay, I think that the future is I think it's going to get a lot better. I think that humanity is going to thrive, and I think tribe revival is going to be the kind of the vehicle for that change. I think it's going to make that's what's going to make the big difference. So, do I want a window that goes all the way down to floor level? Not here. I don't think that's necessary on this side, because there's nothing really there that's all that great. I might as well just, I guess I can look up the mountain. Did I never replant that spruce tree? Or is it just taking a long time to grow? I think I might have forgotten to replant the spruce tree. I do want a big open window to the cow farm. It's going to look cool. Something like that. Or I guess I'm going to have a door there, right? So, well, no, I do want the door, I think, like one block in, like that. And then have the big open window right here. Yeah, it's going to look good. What day are we on? Day 63. We're pretty good on time. We got this day and then one more day. And I didn't really have, I don't have an index card specifically for this episode. Okay, I guess I can look at the one that I made for the previous one that I really, didn't get through a lot. Oh yeah, there's one more correction that I was meaning to make. Hold on one sec. There it is. Is this it? Oh man. Are you guys hearing all of that? My neighbors are making sounds. Good thing the train is passing. I'm sorry, I'm looking for the index card. God damn it, I can't find it right now. Screw it. I don't have the index card ready. I'm not prepared. Choo choo. I was trying to say, there was one more correction that I wanted to make. And that is that I think that there's actually more than 3 kinds of disparity. I was saying last episode that I can think of 3 different sorts, of disparity, of financial, moral, and social. I think there's a lot. There's more than that. Not even just one more. I think there might be several or more. Because I had a couple in mind at least that now I'm drawing a blank on because I didn't write them down. But there's more than 3. All right. Oh yeah. Well, genetic. There is genetic disparity. Okay, and that's kind of a harsh one. It's a harsh one to swallow because it strikes that feels unfair. That's one of the things that's one of the kinds of disparity that feels the most unfair because you feel like you have absolutely no control over it. But as I'm trying to tell you guys, the logical outcome of determinism, which I think is kind of an inescapable logical I think determinism is logically inescapable. Like I don't think we need evidence for it because I think it's just there's logical proof that for determinism that it's extremely compelling. So I don't think that we're in control of anything at all. Like it doesn't make sense to really say that we're in control. We can say that we're in control for lack of a better word because we don't have words for like what's a decision that's that's actually that with no agency. Like, what does ChatGPT decide to give you the response that it generates? Like, what's the alternative word? I think it would probably be good for determinism for the propagation of the theory to come up to coin some kind of new language to use as an alternative to using words like decision, because I think a lot of people are just hung up on the language that, well, how can you say that you're making decisions if you don't believe in free will? That doesn't make any sense. A lot of people want to say that, and then you have to, and then it's a good bit to explain. What happened to my glass? I thought I had like 8 more glass. Did I leave it in the chest? Did I put the glass away into the chest? I did. Why would I do that? I need the glass. Where do I? Oh, I can grow these trees on top of on the hill up there. Also on that, I want to leave that hill empty for now, and I might grow like a big tree there. But I can grow a couple of trees up here. I think right here is a good. What about at the top of this hill? Should I go as far as this hill? Yeah, there's like a good open space over here. I think I can totally do that. Maybe I can do both. Huh. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna do it right here, and I'll save that empty space for something else. Maybe I'll make another farm there. Maybe I'll make a sheep farm on top of that space eventually. I like to do these tree farms in sets of 3. So I think I might be taking that one down. Actually, the one that's over there. It's not really in a very good spot, but this right here is an excellent spot for some trees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Derp, derp, derp. And I'm going to need to get more sand. I did not get more sand like I was planning to yet. I still got to do that. I got to go on a sand expedition to get more sand. So yeah, there's that disparity. There's disparity. I'm not counting. How many was that? 4? I think that was 4. That was 4. Okay, that's 1. Let's do this again. Let's do this again, just to be absolutely sure that I'm not miscounting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's there's the genetic disparity. There's another one that I was thinking of. What was it? I don't remember. I don't remember now. But there was more of them. My point is, there's more than just 3. That's another correction that I wanted to make from the last one. Like, that was not an exhaustive list, and I'm probably going to come up with other ones. It's actually it's an extremely big topic, and I can really expand onto it, going into many different directions, right? So I don't know how many parts I'm going to have in this series, I guess, sub-series on disparity, because I might start calling it other things and bring in other subjects, like such as capitalism, right? Like I want to talk. It kind of relates to that, so I might. The next episode I might call something like early stage capitalism, because I think that's what I think. Like, you know how people talk about how we're in late stage capitalism and that's the source of all of our problems. I think the opposite is the case. We're actually very early in the development of capitalism, and that things are actually going to subject to get much better as history progresses, and as we learn how to manage our resources better. I think early stage capitalism is defined by the exploitation of people's gullibility, right? Because at first, that's going to be the easiest way to make your money. For people that don't care, for the maliciously minded individuals, of which, you know, so there's going to be plenty of in this early stage. And the reason that there's maliciously minded individuals is because of the state of disbandment. And this is also just my purely into my intuition. Okay, I believe that the reason people turn to adversarial dynamics, to maliciously minded behavior, the reason that happens is because of the disbandment, because they're not in a tribal setting anymore, because society has abandoned the tribal lifestyle that we evolved from. And I think that our brains are probably wired to switch over to deceptive tactics, to switch over to aggressive, deceitful, adversarial tactics in those circumstances. Because without your tribe, that might be your best shot. You know, like if you're just having to survive on your own, and you're coming, you know, and you're having to, and you're living in an environment where there's other people that also are potentially dangerous, that also are trying to screw you over, and also trying to, you know, are also being deceptive, then you have to be able to do that to survive. And I think that's what's happening. I think that's the reason why people turn to these kinds of, that's the reason why people become so egotistic. You know, I can't hold it against them. I can't hold anything against anyone, all right? Because I don't think there's any kind of free will whatsoever at all. So I can't hold anything against anyone. But I think the reason that this happens, the reason that people turn to bad behavior, is because of the environment that they find themselves in, specifically because of the disbanded environment, the disbanded conditions. They don't have a group of relatives helping them out. That's what's missing. That's the reason for all of the disparity in the world, for all of the meaningful disparity, right? As I said, as it gets better for you, as things improve, it's going to be arbitrary. It's going to be a matter of, it doesn't matter how much more stuff the other tribe has, because you have enough. You have plenty enough to sustain your tribe, and everything's fine. And you don't. It doesn't. It's completely irrelevant. Like, there's enough people that, you know, and you have enough land, enough resources to basically just persist, for your tribe to flourish indefinitely, as long as it doesn't get like attacked by some enemy tribe or something like that. You know, I guess you still have to defend yourself from that happening. But other than that, like, it's just not gonna matter how drastic the variation is gonna be in like the level of luxury or extravagance, or, you know, how much stuff you end up accumulating, because most of it, like, wealth is in some way a bit of a burden, because you have to sustain it, you have to protect it, you have to, I mean, wealthy people end up spending enormous amounts of their wealth just on having to freaking manage it and protect it from it being, you know, somehow stolen, or from like dubious lawsuits that come their way, from people just trying to screw them over in every way imaginable. So it can be, you know, kind of like a, what's the term, like a white elephant, to like, it can be more than you asked for to actually to have access to that kind of wealth, because, well, now it makes you a target, right? Because then people want to steal it from you somehow. Like, I don't have anything, right? I mean, nothing that's of significant value. You know, like I don't have to worry about people coming to rob me because I don't have any, like I don't have shit that's any of any like significant worth. You know, like it's not gonna be worth it. It's not gonna be worth the risk for somebody to seek me out and break into my apartment and take my shit, because it's gonna be like, oh, I made like $50 pawning his computer. Ooh wee. You know, it's just not gonna be worth it to do that. So I don't have to worry about that stuff. But if I was like a millionaire or something, and I had like a bunch of money stashed in a safe in the basement, well then maybe, you know, I would have to take on more measures to protect that. I would have to set up like some kind of security system, some cameras and shit. I might even have to have a relative stay at home all the time with like a gun, making sure that nobody robs us for everything we have, that kind of stuff. And the more money you have, the more you end up having to do that kind of stuff. So, you know, there's kind of, I think there might be kind of a sweet spot of financial stability that in which it doesn't become problematic, and yet you have all of your needs covered, and you feel like your family, your extended family, your tribe is well taken care of, is well situated, is going to be, you know, in good shape moving forward. Is that enough sand? That's a good amount of sand. I think I'm good on the sand. I think that was sufficient. wasn't even looking at how much sand, and I need to eat. I need to be checking on that a little bit more frequently. Come on. All right. I think that's it. I think we're on day 65 now. So I think that's going to be it for today. This was a reasonably chill episode, right? This wasn't bad. Some of you guys, at least a very, very small fraction of you guys actually enjoyed this episode, right? I really hope that, you know, at least a couple of people are gonna actually feel good about having spent the time watching this and feel like they've gotten something out of it. Because I do kind of feel a little self-conscious about it sometimes, especially when we're like, nobody likes the video. Does that mean that people didn't like it? Did I hurt people's feelings? Did it feel like a waste of time? Was it frustrating for you? You know, I don't want to actually be frustrating to anybody. I don't want to be of any detriment to anybody's livelihoods with these videos that I'm making. So. Yeah, so I really hope that everybody that watched this, at least this far into it, thought it was all right, and I hope some of you guys will let me know that you watched through this and that you thought it was all right, that it was worth watching. Okay. Please let me know that. I will appreciate that. I will appreciate the feedback. Okay. And I don't know where I want to place these. I think something like that. I don't know. I don't. That's. I'm gonna continue working on this house in the next episode, and I'll be better prepared next episode. As far as, you know, what I want to talk about, all that. Yeah. That's it for the day. Shadowlay, my fellas. Shadowlay, thank you for watching.